നമസ്കാരം നരേന്ദ്ര റെഡ്ഡിജി. ആചാര്യ ദേവോ ഭവ. സമഗ്ര ശിക്ഷ ഫോർ the parents, teachers, mentors towards development of children through education. So how and what is the relevance of lifelong learning? Actually, for a human being or any animal, learning is part of their life. Every moment people are living, they are learning. But the human being consciously learn and others unconsciously learn. That's the only difference. And when you wanted to get into action for subsequent use, we keep asking question, am I competent enough? Am I incompetent to do that? So I also know what I know. So not necessarily in a juncture of accident where unconsciously my knowledge comes out. If I have to make it consciously, see, for example, now the lecture is being given. I am consciously being competent. This is totally artificial, which is not part of any animal nature. So gaining competence for action is what is generally considered as extra for human being, and we consciously learn many things that may be for physical existence, or it may be for getting new explorations in the world of living, or maybe for experiencing new life patterns, maybe for reflecting on some observations which we have, so that we already know some knowledge, and then we see that newly we compare, judge, criticize. So it's actually a abstract learning, mostly what is done by conscious learning. As part of a human being, it's a culture. Part of animals, the unconscious learning is a great culture. And we have what is called a training, maybe understanding, recognizing the need for skill development, conditioning ourselves in the better situations. Therefore, as human being, we have ability to learn, which needs to be brushed up all the time. But not many people are aware that they have this ability to learn. For example, there are the magneto-electroencephalograph. I think that is the term used for understanding how much knowledge a young child can learn. It is proved that everybody has got one mother tongue and many other tongues, and you cannot be as eloquent in other languages as you are in mother tongue, because that is being learned in the childhood. But there is a saying that if a young baby in the early childhood, he is or she is exposed to different languages parallelly, maybe they can pick up 3 languages so eloquently as mother tongue. If you pick up any language, definitely there will people understand that it is not your language, but we can make. There are experiments happen. So ability to learn is there, but everybody is not exposed to. Only we are exposed to one language, basically because our parents are of same mother tongue. But assume that one is father is one mother tongue, mother is another mother tongue, the child will definitely have two languages as. So it is not an extra ability, it is natural. So learning ability is quite natural. And you need a good instructor for making people to understand and learn, so that they can be guided through. That is what traditionally people have done. That is part of culture, part of getting acquainted with the change, adaptation. I have a book on adaptive learning. And engage in continuous learning is part of a interest, a culture which people can get into. See, morning I was listening to a news. Kerala Thiruvananthapuram airport is given to Adani for maintenance. So immediately my question is, when did Thiruvananthapuram airport came? How old is that? Natural. I wanted to know which year it started. Then the second question came, which year first airport started? Who was the first man who has flown? Who had interest in this? Which is the next airport? So I was spending quite a bit of time to understand the different air. Is it useful or not? I don't know. One news content is good enough for me to tag, and then that is what is the enquiry, the inquisitiveness, the quest for knowledge. That is part of every human being. Only if it is a culture. For many individuals, it is not a culture. So what? How does it matter to me? And maybe young children will learn it because they wanted to write examination, get some. So we have gone into always thinking about what is the benefit. Benefit is always what we are looking for. If we only look for benefits, probably we are at the very, very, very lowest stratum of life. If we don't have, why do we want to earn money? Yeah, good enough. Little bit of money which we earn is good enough to survive. So today I will work and then live with that money. Or maybe I have got collectively 20 people in my house. At least 1 or 2 people will work. That's good enough earning for 20 people can eat. When you start thinking about development, growth, understanding the world, then we see that, oh, this is not good enough. Tomorrow I want to travel somewhere. I want more money. In case if tomorrow there is some problem, I have to keep some money so that I can use it for. So as we grow, that is what is called development. That is called the progress. So as human being progresses, the requirement, as Maslow's principle says, that we need only food and shelter, then maybe somebody need a protection for their, and they need clothing, they need a emotional acquaintance with the people. Then there is an intellectual requirement of understanding the world around. Then as it goes, we reach into spiritual world, the self-actualization. So this is the change which as human being we have to progress from the physical being to a spiritual being. If we don't have, we are not agile, we are not learning and changing. So we have to think about what can be, what is my benefit instead of that, what can that which I can give to somebody else for their benefit. That is what is, as a human being, what we are supposed to do. Because as human being, we are anyway useless for all other living beings in the world. At least if we can be of some help to human being, that's a minimum thing which we can do. So instead of looking at the benefit, the immediate result, immediate what I can get, instead of that, what I can give it to others. So when we look at what I can give it to others, it is understood that knowledge is what you can give it to others, which nobody will say, oh, enough. Whatever you give, probably people will say at some point of time it's good enough for me. The basic requirements. Yeah, food, yes. I am sure once it is given, people will say good enough. I don't want. Even if you give dress, assume that you are giving dress. I say I like this color. Definitely if somebody gives me that color, I will be very happy. But 3 people give same color to me, I will say, yeah, I would have told 3 different colors are, because same thing I cannot acquire. But I am sure knowledge is not like that. Whenever somebody gives, it will have a different interpretation, different style of giving. And people do remember it. If anybody is a good teacher, I am sure they will never forget those teachers in their life. We may not remember who supplied food for me in the best feast we had in our life also. We may not remember the face of the person who served us. But I am sure, as far as knowledge is concerned, people will remember that, oh, this person gave. That is why we keep saying, Annadanam Paramdanam. The best danam is Annadanam. But higher than that is Vidyadanam Atatparam. Higher than that is Vidyadanam. Why? Annena Kshanika Triptihi. Immediately you get satisfied. Oh, breakfast, very, very good, fantastic. But that will stay only for 3 or 4 hours. Good enough. Then we will start hunting who is going to give me lunch. And that person who gives lunch also have only 3 hours life. After that, who gives me dinner? Because if it digests more or less, it is a problem. But knowledge, if it doesn't digest also, no problem. It will stay in you. At least a bit of it can give reminders for us. So, annena kshanika triptihi yavat jivam javidya. Until death, until your brain works, consciousness works, until your manas is active, you will think, oh, this man taught me this. Annadanam Paramdanam Vidyadanam Atatparam Annena Kshanika Triptihi Yavat Jivam Javidya. So what is the best service which people can give as human being? Because I don't think a dog will sit like this and many dogs will sit and then listen to lectures. If you are listening to lecture, that means you are a human being. That means you have the ability to learn and you can share. That is what makes us, and many people have this, oh, I will do it, I will learn. Everybody keeps thinking, I will learn. But then, always they will think, yeah, tomorrow I will do it. Tomorrow onwards I will learn. We wanted to learn. When we listen to somebody, oh, it's a great knowledge, I want to talk to him. But immediately if you don't respond, it is 100% sure you are never going to respond. Many are like that. Many people think that communication skill is language skill. If I can speak English, very good communicator. If I can speak Hindi, maybe next level. English highest, Hindi next level. And maybe your mother tongue, whichever is the colloquial language which you are using, then you are the lowest probably. Therefore, everybody wanted to become great communicators. But unfortunately, people don't understand what is communication. Just now before entering here, I had a message from somebody. He is an agriculturalist in Uganda.
'So,
So he was asking me, we were on Facebook. So he was asking me, what is my WhatsApp number? What is my telephone number? I said, look at what I have sent you. I always give a signature message in which number is already given, but you don't look at it. Next question, where are you from? That is also there. Always I write, I am Dr. TPS from Hyderabad, India. If it is outside India, I will also mention that. Because Hyderabad may get confused whether it is in Pakistan or India. See, people don't read. They want everything to be fed. One question, I want now, give it now. I have already given. No, that I don't know. Now I will give it. That is because education system has made them like that. For a purpose, for a examination, now this is the syllabus. Why are you learning? For writing this. Oh, this year this is not important, so don't learn this. You can skip this. So always we look for what we get immediate. Therefore, people also have become like that. Why am I learning it? Let me learn later when the real requirement comes. In your real requirement, see, what you learn in classroom is only problem solving. Many people don't understand this, and it is never practical. Classroom learnings are never practical. Academic learning is never practical because real life is never taught in classrooms. Real life is what you have to gain by experience. But experience will not help you because you don't get that experience again in life. It will be different style, different place, different. So, what is the purpose of this learning? When we do PhD, what is the purpose of doing PhD? It is not to solve that problem, because that problem you already solved and you don't get that problem again because you already solved it. Why are you learning it? By which you learn how to find problems in this world and how to find solutions for that. So PhD is not solving that problem. PhD is getting equipped yourself for solving that problem. I am learning cycling not to cycle in that route. And that route is only an experimental route, so that anywhere I can cycle tomorrow. I am learning driving one vehicle not because I want to drive that vehicle only throughout my life. That driving skill will give me whichever driver seat which I sit immediately, I will know this is how it should be. We don't require to learn driving in new vehicles every now and then. It takes only few minutes for us to get adjusted. For which what is required is that attitude. If you don't have attitude, even you have a vehicle at home, you will not drive. Even if you don't have attitude, even if you have a lot of books at home and you have no attitude, you never open it. But if you have an attitude to read, you don't require any book at home. You will hunt for books. Right? So what is essential is that attitude creation that comes only through satsang. That is the practice which is required. The culture comes through the satsang. And that satsang is creation, is what is communication. When I meet somebody, immediately start connecting to that people, talking to that people, understand what is that through which we can have any collaboration together, and hunt for them and then hook to them. That is what is very, very essential. See, just now I got one message from Thiruvananthapuram somebody. I want a job. That's the time Narendra Reddy ji has given me the link. So I wanted to tell them that now I don't have time because I am attending a lecture. Then what I did was, as it is, I have copied and then sent it to them to see whether that person will join here or not. See, my intention was I am busy in 7:30. Then I was thinking in the other way, oh, somebody asked me for a job. So let them join this to find out what is that. Is this session is going to offer them some job. I am sure they will not join. Because they think that skill development, attitude development, all these are not part of their life. Many people ask, I want a job. I said, come, I will give you a job, but don't ask salary. I can give job to anybody, or I can tell them what they have to do at that place. We can give a lot of assignments, right? So they don't understand job means that which they experience, for which you need that udyamam. I keep saying, if you want to achieve something in this world, what is required is udyamam, planning. Yeah, I want, that has to be inside you. And that thinking will not give you anything unless you jump into action. That is called a sahasam. Udyamam, sahasam. For which what you require, you need dhairyam. Many people don't have dhairyam. The other day somebody was telling, Dr. TPS is a very serious man. That's why the half of the session I was very scared of talking. Then later I found, that's your problem. How does it matter whether somebody is serious or not? Yes, people have to be serious in life. But then you have to be jovial also in life. Not that when you have to be, where you have to be, how you have to be, you must understand, right? So udyamam, sahasam, dhairyam. Then little buddhi is required. If that buddhi is not there, they don't understand what I am speaking. The frequency match doesn't happen. So they sit here and say, oh, this is not what I expected. That is not my problem. The expectation is your problem. Right? Udyamam, sahasam, dhairyam, buddhi. Then Shakti. 100% you need Shakti. To sit and talk also you need Shakti, right? Ichha Shakti, Jnana Shakti, all these are Shakti only. Different varieties of Shaktis are required. Udyamam, Sahasam, Dhairyam, Buddhi, Shakti, Parakram. What is Parakramam? There can be 100 obstacles. The world is full of problems. Everybody keeps saying, so I have an exam. Exam was only now. How many years you were in contact? Hey, I have an IAS exam next month. Yeah, next. Is it 24 hours you are busy and 5 minutes you can't spare to somebody to talk? See, everybody keeps finding excuses. Why not? And people don't understand when generally there is a question. If somebody comes late in the class, the teacher may ask you, why did you come late? It is not to explain, oh, I got up late, my breakfast was late, my bus was late. They don't understand. The why is for a self-introspection, not to give an answer. The response has to be, yeah, something went wrong. I will see that tomorrow it will not repeat. That has to be the answer. But if you cannot answer, that means you don't know how to communicate. That's it. See, excuse has become part of our life. That is never taught in classrooms also. That's a problem. The teachers, when they ask why, they must tell that, oh, it is not to get excuse. It is for your introspection. I don't require any answer. Come and sit. That's it. Otherwise, it's waste of time. And generally, that efficiency of understanding is what is required, for which you need buddhi. And if somebody obstructs you, somebody is objecting, we always find reasons, even at home. Assume a child wants to go somewhere, first he will think whether to ask to mother or father, or maybe father's sister or mother's brother. Find somebody in the family who will support me first, so that I will put forth to him and then make recommendation sufficiently. Because everybody knows. This is the trick. Generally people do that. I will also ask 4 friends and then find out who is with me, who is saying then this person already agreed. Now what do you say? I will suggest the other fellow. Oh, he already agreed. It is that he has ignored you without even suggesting what is good or bad. So this can also happen. Sometimes we hunt for gathering people around us where I am more convenient, so that I can push my actions forward. If that is not what is ability. Ability is when somebody is objecting, how do I stuck him? How do I hit him? How do I blast him? That ability is called a parakram. Udyamam, Sahasam, Dhairyam, Buddhi, Shakti, Parakram. I decided this is what I want. Now if there is somebody else is objecting, let me see. How do I convince him? If not convinced, how do I ignore him? This ability is called a Parakram. If these 6 qualities are there, you will become successful. So this is lacking in most of the people. Somebody wanted to do some, maybe even academic education after getting married, probably you want to do a master's. Then there will be a lot of people who are opposing. Why do you want to do this? Why do you want to do PhD now? Now means what? No, you are already late. Why do you want to study now? Many people will keep telling this. So how do you push it? For that, this sloka will help. Udyamam, Sahasam, Dhairyam, Buddhi, Shakti, Parakramam, Shadhede Yatra Vartande Devam Tatra Prakashyat. Wherever these 6 qualities are there, Shadhede, 6 qualities are there, Devam Tatra Prakashyat. There God will come and support you. Maybe people will not support you. But God will support. Nature will support. Your Parampariyam will support. Devam means not God, not Ishwaran actually. It is your tradition, your culture, your father, grandfather who was with you all the time to support you, they will support you. That's what it says. So, continuous learning is a process because it comes from your nature, comes from your culture, comes from your parents, not necessarily academic. Clarifying things is learning actually, not purposeful. I don't require a purpose for my learning. There is no intent. This is the reason which I am doing. Yeah, academically when you do it, you need an intent, you need a purpose. Maybe you want to get into a task. Yes, I need to find out what is lacking in me. That I will take. That time you have a purpose. Otherwise, why people learn? It is for clarity. That is why we keep chanting Guru Brahma, Guru Vishnu, Guru Devo Maheshwara, Guru Sakshat Param Brahma. Brahma is the god of creativity. What is creative's job? Create. Your knowledge you create. That means you are clarifying yourself internally. And then the next one is Atnana Timirandasya. Atnanam is like a cataract. Jnananjana Shalagaya. Jnanam is that kajal which you apply so that your vision becomes clear. Everybody has knowledge, but what is not there is clarity is not there. Everybody knows. Yesterday also I had a session on which a group of people who are learning Bhagavad Gita, in which Shuklam Bharadhanam Vishnum Shashivarnam Jaturbhujam Prasannavadhanam Dhyayet Sarva Viknovashante. This was the prayer which was chanted by somebody. Immediately I asked about to whom this chanting is. Whom are you praying? Yeah, Vishnu. I said wrong. It is not for Vishnu, it is for Ganesha. Why Vishnu word is there now? Yeah. Then there was another in the same sequence. Only I spoke about the prayer which they sang. Day for Saturday we have a music group where somebody was singing a song. Devi Narayani, Amme Narayana. Devi Narayana, Amme Narayana. That is for, there is a temple Chotanikara near to Kochi where there is a temple where Devi Sankalpa is being, Narayana is being called. So I asked, who is Narayana? Oh, Narayana is Vishnu. Okay, then why are you calling Devi Narayana? Oh, it should be Narayani. I said, no, Narayani or Narayana, it's all both same. What is the meaning of Narayana? Hey, that we don't know. See, these people are singing for last so many years. They are all singers. But they don't think. There is no question which is coming. Narayanam, a human being getting shelter. Every god and goddesses give shelter. So you can call anybody who is giving shelter. My father also is Narayana. Because he is giving me shelter. If I am going and staying in Anu's house, then Anu is my Narayana. I am staying in somebody's house and that person is my Narayana. That's it. That's why we keep saying Narayana, Narayana. Everybody, who give me food, give me shelter. That's what we say. But people don't understand why are we saying this. See, that is because clarity is not there. So that person who gives you clarity is called Guru. That's why Atnana Timirandasya. Timiram is cataract. You are not having knowledge is like a Timiram. Jnanam is the Anjanam which you apply. The Kajal which you apply. Once you apply, you get knowledge. So who is that Guru? Who gives you that Kajal? Somebody gives you that medicine for making your eye clear. So what is knowledge? Knowledge is clarity. That's why Vivekananda Swami said knowledge is man-making. You keep interpreting, you keep analyzing, you keep judging, you keep criticizing, you keep classifying, and then we get Viveka Vivechana Buddhi. Apply that Viveka Vivechana Buddhi in many activities around you. Naturally, you will become more wiser, more values, your norms will change, your examination power will change, your instantaneous capturing of different knowledge at any point of time will improve. You will get associated with such focused people, you get committed, you get that respect by the way you speak. Your padam, the word by word can be understood by the other person, so they understand this person is knowledgeable, he speaks sense. By default, you will also become more punctual because you have a category of items which is required to be done in your life. You become a eloquent speaker, you become a frequent speaker for different subjects in the world, and you manage your life also very playful, but it can be a serious play, not a jovial play all the time. When you become knowledgeable, definitely you look at things also very explicit with a lot of attention. Lot of clarity means attention is there. Kramam will be there. So Kramam, order will be there, in your life will be there. That is what is yoga. Yama, Niyama, Asana, Pranayama, Pratyahara, your dharana. Dharana is very focused, concentrated. And you yourself will coach you, train you. You don't require somebody else. You will become your own director. What is the purpose? You get integrity and you can serve others. Your life becomes more purposeful. That will take some time. And you can communicate with anybody in the world. And your relationship becomes very concrete. You will become very creative person in maintaining your relationships. And knowledge is like a mountain. Once you climb on top of it, you will see the other mountain on the other side. Otherwise, you are seeing only one mountain. So when you climb on one mountain, you will see the other mountain. So you have that curiosity to climb on top of all the mountains. And you will become more open-minded, ready to accept any change. And the life itself becomes like a fun. Very serious fun, probably. I think that is what the purpose of. And how do you do that? Satsang is the best. You need to have, I'm sure this is what is happening here from August to December. You have a lot of satsang, you are listening to a lot of people, you are talking to different people. Therefore, you get into various relationship, various people whom we know, understand each other. That is what I am also doing. Every Saturday we have a group of people who are listening to different songs. So we understand the culture of different people. We understand meaning. We understand different songs. We keep relationship. We conduct. I am also learning the history of my own village from where I left long back. So I am connecting back. So education gives you a lot of reasons for connecting to people, understanding people. These are the two capabilities of human being: being human, being social. We'll be glad if there are some questions. So namaskaram to all of you. You could ask me questions if you have any. 14th last year, October 14th. Before that, October 14th. Every year I keep track of what happened previous year. So every year some credit will be there. So this year this will be added as one of the credit.
May I ask one question?
Oh yes, welcome.
I have no practice or experience with the Veda.
Okay, where are you from?
I'm from Hyderabad, Telugu speaking.
Okay.
But it is the foundational material of our civilization. The little that I gathered is the Veda is primarily composed of the mantra samhita. Or it is the most significant part of it. Or that is how I understood it. So I have no further impressions on the subject. Or probably I can throw some impressions, but probably they are not relevant or in the right direction.
No, how much you know, how much you understood, then I can add a little bit probably.
As I know, the mantras are they are energy forms that produce certain effects.
Okay.
That much I know, or so much I have heard.
Actually, all the Vedas, the 4 Vedas, in which one Veda, generally people call it as Rig Veda, Yajur Veda, Sama Veda and Atharva Veda. I call the other way. Atharva Veda, Rig Veda, Yajur Veda, Sama Veda. That is because Atharva Veda is the oldest. Atharva Veda is non-Sattvic Veda. As human being, I have desire. Like any other animal has desire. If animals could acquire whatever they want, see for example, lion can hunt and eat. If human beings are little higher than animals, I must be able to get what I want in life. So the method of gaining that is what is called in Atharva Veda. Atharvana Veda or Atharva Veda. That is close to Tantra Shastra. Tantric Vidyas. Tantra Shastra is slightly different. Tantric Vidyas are different. Both are there in Atharva Veda. So how do I get? Getting something is what is Atharva Veda. Whereas Rig Veda, Yajur Veda, Sama Veda is more sattvic. I don't want. How do I get satisfied if I don't have? For which many things are being taught. See, for example, every ritual what we do, the young child as take birth, the food is given by father to the child's mouth. Annaprasana. During that time, there is a Rig Veda mantra. Sham no dipade, sham chadushpade. That's how it goes. Let every animal in the world get sufficient food. Every 2-legged animal, every 4-legged animal, every multi-legged animal, everybody gets their food. Then let my son have his share of food. So what is that it says? Not that my son should have food all through his life. That is not the father's prayer. So what is Rig Veda? Rig Vedas are such scripted mantras in which how to perform the ritual by chanting, this is what is being taught. But then when a performance of large yaga, yajna, rituals are being done for a massive activity, it is not like one father giving food to one child. It's a big event for which I need a bigger ritualistic practice by many people in the same structure for which Yajurveda is being introduced. So what is Rig Veda and Yajurveda? One and the same. There is no difference at all. There are not multiple Vedas, only one Veda, Rig Veda. Content is one and the same. But then how do people popularize it? I made a product. That product I need to market, for which I need to take it to marketing. Marketing person also is talking about the same process in which the product is made. Like a production is Rig Veda. The technology manufacturing process is called Yajurveda, and marketing business is called Samaveda. So actually, if somebody has to be a theoretical person, Rig Veda is good enough. But then this is highly codified. Samaveda is musical. Yajurveda is like a training guide, practical guide for, not a textbook but a guide, a workbook, to be very specific, theoretical to workbook. This is how Vedas can be seen. But even then children won't understand. People don't understand when they are learning first time. Therefore so many questions and answers is given. That is what we call it as Upanishads, in which a little more Brahmanas, Aranyakas, so many varieties, Vedangas, Upavedas, everything has come. But then as of now, if I want to get a step, should I go from the big river or through the tributary or through the distributary, I reach to the main river. Today we have only small tributaries running in our, if a starter. That is what I think Bhagavad Gita is that is why Bhagavad Gita got that much popular, because Brahma Vidyayam Yoga Shastre, all that Upanishads essence is being given. So people learn Gita first and then slowly get into different Upanishads, get into Vedas. So I don't think we have to go to mantras first. We can go to slokas, we can go to maybe still lower down could be all the Idihasa Puranas. The Idihasa part is only Gita. Suppose you are going to Gita, that means you are not going to LKG, you are going to grade 1 first. If you are only going to LKG, UKG, Idihasa Puranas are good enough. So if it all depends on, is it only many people learn Bhagavad Gita, but they don't even understand the essence of it. So it requires so many repetitions. Every Sunday I am teaching Bhagavad Gita. So when I teach Bhagavad Gita, every sloka by sloka is too intensive. Once I finished it. Not that way. So what do I do? When we go to see a apartment to buy, you don't get into the room and then see detail. First we will have a global view, look at it, the panoramic view, the location, where is it there, understand the peripherals. That is what the first level people have to do. Most of the people don't approach this because assume Bhagavad Gita you are reading. The first chapter when you read it, so boring. People get, oh, this is not that interesting. So that's why I said it needs to be fed in the lifestyle. It has to be fed. Identify interest. If genuinely somebody has to learn, that could be one of the path, because many interpretations are there. You can pick up different varieties where you can find some interest. Then when some interpretations of Shankara's interpretation, when you read, he will keep on referring to different Upanishads. Then get into that Upanishads. That could be the best method. That's what I suggest to people. Every Sunday invariably 60 to 70 people are there in my 7:30 to 9 o'clock, 7:30 to 8:30, 9 o'clock we have a session. You can see my sessions on Dr. TPS on YouTube also. DRTPS. Just search on YouTube. I am sure you will get most of my sessions on Bhagavad Gita, and it's one playlist in which also I have taken maybe one sloka and explained separately so that people find interest. Not that whole Bhagavad Gita from one to one. In my book also I mentioned 2 slokas we can finish Bhagavad Gita. So one class was 2 slokas. The next was 4 slokas. So gradually pick them up into higher and higher levels. Tell me, Ken.
I actually I have a question like for learning a new language. I have one new Tamil one friend. He does not know Tamil. He went to Tamil Nadu. The person who does not know Telugu. The both persons don't know any languages. The who knows the Telugu guy, he does not know the Tamil. Who knows the Tamil, he does not know the Telugu. But within 1 or 2 months, they both learned Telugu and Tamil. Very, very fluently they can speak.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, we are starting learning from ABCDs and words and like that. My question here is for teaching the kids to learn a new language, which way is the best we can follow, sir?
See, academic learning, it is not intended for language. Academic learning is literature. Don't get confused to these two.
Okay, sir. Okay.
Literature is entirely different from language. I can be a interpreter of Shakespeare's book. I may not be a good person who can communicate to an English person. That means I know how to read a poetry of Wordsworth and explain it perfectly well. But I cannot speak to an English person in his colloquial language. Language learning is for communication between people. There are good Hindi teachers, but they may not be able to speak to anybody. Otherwise also true. There are a lot of Telugu people. But does it mean a Telugu poetry can be understood perfectly by that person? You may not understand. So literature is different. Academic is for literature learning. It is not language alone. And everybody learns language. How a 1-year-old child is learning the mother tongue? By looking at the father or mother. That's what I started by saying. Every child is brilliant language learners. Age 1 to age 3, 2 years. Age 1 to age 3. That 2 years is good enough to understand a language. That means even today for me to understand a language, to communicate, I don't require any translator. I remember learning Kannada in Karnataka, Bangalore University when I was studying. My teacher never taught Kannada language with English translation. None of us know Kannada, but he spoke Idu nanna talai, Idu nanna talai, Idu nanna talai. Everybody understood Idu. In our language also we say that, right? Understood. Avide, Ivide, Evide. That's in Malayalam. Avide, Avide. Understood? No? There. I did not translate, but you translated there. Akkade. Ange. Alli. Udhar. There. Every language is same. Ikkade. Ivide. Inge. How many languages I am speaking now? Ikkade. Inge. Ivide. Idhar. Here. Same. Alli, illi. Elli. Akkade, ikkade, ekkade. Ange, inge, enge. Avide, evide, evide. Idhar, udhar, kidhar. Here, there, were. So if you are a linguistic person, your magnetic encephalograph will tell you that your brain, how is it connecting different words and learning. It's not very difficult. It is not learning by heart in a dialogue like Many people do that. No. Understanding contextually, connecting it, using it. And we also know to whom to speak in which language. Slang also we will change. The way I am talking to you in English may not be the way an English person comes and speak to me. I will change accordingly. When I go to my native, the way I am speaking Malayalam is entirely different from the way I speak Malayalam on a stage. So we reflect. That reflection is very, very quite common for people. So learning language is not very difficult, but if you don't use it, you will forget. Correct. So the purpose, language is required. I read Kannada, so I can read Telugu. That doesn't mean I will read very fast. If I want to read, I will have to do that practice for 1 month. Probably I can read much faster. So language, literature, both have to be seen separate. But after reading, if I want to interpret it, understand it, that's a literature. So what is being done in classrooms for ABCD, all that is to train you to get into a literature person tomorrow. Because you may go for MA, you may start writing essays, you will have to understand paragraph and rewrite. That is required.
This group, Acharya Devagova, targets the parents, mainly parents and teachers, mentors, who are more with the new the national education policy, how things are coming, more for how responsible parents and teachers can be compared to the previous model. In suggestions from you, what they need to know, what they need to focus on, or maybe learn something new, techniques, or how to understand, to be involved. What we observed is we've been outsourcing, basically, sent to the school and teaching. So parents are not really involved in the learning process. So if you can suggest some good points, that will help.
See, new education policy is a fantastic policy, but I have my own doubt that nothing is going to change in this world. That is because if you read through the new education policy, it is nothing new. Exactly what Sarvepalli told 1950s, same thing is there today also. Only thing we have diluted, we have forgotten and then started re-looking at it again. Instead of re-looking at it, people went to different countries, took expertise from Philippines and then some places, then added here saying it's an international standard. I have a lot of respect to my ex-chairman Kasturi Rangan, who was my boss when I was in Space Department, but it's so pathetic, it will never get implemented. That is because education is not a central activity, it's not a state activity, neither it is a government activity, it is a private activity. I don't know how many of you have seen the Kota Factory series coming in the Netflix. There is a series of maybe a story coming, beautifully shot, Kota Factory. Rajasthan Kota people produce. Right. I don't know how many of you have seen Cheat India the movie. I don't know how many of you have seen Arakshan the movie. There are plenty of movies which came. It tells you it all has become a big business in this world. And more money is being flown for tuitions, training, uneducated illiterates, training people. See, to become a lecturer, you need a certificate at least from a government agency. To start a IAS coaching center, you don't require any qualification. You don't get a job in bank, then you can start a bank coaching center. You can never become a sub-inspector, you can start training people how to become sub-inspector. No control at all. See, I don't know whether you know education is the biggest business in this world. So no government can, when you go, I must have gone to all the different schools in Gulf. The first question which I ask is, how many of you are going for tuitions? Everyone attends tuitions. And who is teaching? The same teacher who is teaching in the class is giving tuitions. If they don't attend those tuitions, they get less marks. They attend tuitions, they get no more marks. That's how they market. And principals also will say, they all have got share in this. So I think nothing is going to change. But no new experiments on education can be tried unless there are few parents who can make sure that I am ready with my son, my daughter for an experiment. But that is also very less. Everybody want to make their children to join 5-star, international, different word can be used there. Everybody is after certificate. I don't think otherwise, if at all it has to be implemented now, new education policy says the pre-primary education, age 3 to grade 3, which I was trying to push through the grandma program and all that. Where are the teachers who can teach this? And how many such teachers are getting trained for doing this? Nobody is there. No teachers are there. So if teachers are not trained, how are you going to implement it? If same old teacher who is teaching in LKG, UKG has to be converted, things will not change because they only learned what they can. They never unlearn and relearn things. You cannot have another master standing beside and saying, this is not the way to teach the other way. No. Got it? Similar things have been experimented by state, Kerala like state, which was failing, terribly failed. What has happened during the time when this implementation happened? Many private schools came and government schools were implementing it. Everybody left. When the government changed it into the old system, people started coming back to government system. Because there they were teaching how to climb trees, how to build a compound wall, how to do agriculture, everything was taught. So everybody said, no, why are my children doing it there in the school? Let my children have a uniform white without getting dirt. They want to come back. They all took their children back to the private. Now, again, government decided to not to implement such things. And I am sure new education policy will have lot of problems. Now, there are a lot of volunteer people. There are a lot of organizations rewriting the history, rewriting. Nothing is going to happen because I am not against this. The 3 language system in which people have to be taught in the native, not even native. It also says the local style in which they have to teach. We don't have such teachers who can teach. Now, I was finding difficult when I went back to Kerala to teach mathematics. Though I am a PhD in mathematics, I want to teach 8th class. I found the Malayalam medium which I learned in my childhood is entirely rewritten in a different language, which is also Malayalam, which I don't understand now. See, that is because one ministry comes, they are Marxist, they will say language has to be totally Malayalam. But we have learned a little Sanskrit inside. Vistirnam. Everybody understands, the whole India understands Vistirnam means area. But what they did is Parappalav. Nobody, even I don't think teachers understand this. So they thought that translating into one language is more important and then teachers have to learn this. So neither they become that nor they become this. And do we have, assume that you learn in local language. Do we have higher education fit for this today? If somebody says English medium is bad, fantastic, good. Then is there that local language? Is language is the problem or the scientific thinking has been lost? That's why I keep asking LKG teachers, where is London Bridge? Where is London Bridge? If I ask, they don't know. Who wrote Twinkle Twinkle Little Star? They don't know. They are not asking this question because they have to make this Twinkle Twinkle by heart. That's it. So the teacher and the student are equal. They don't have any questions. Such people are teaching. How do you improve your life?
So that's it. So the intention of this program is to help people understand these are the concerns. So how to take.
No, Narendra ji, there is no concern, doesn't make any difference in this world. We have awareness program, we have concern program, no actions at all. That's why I'm saying, if we have to run actual workshop in which make 100 children to grow, at least let them go to any school and learn. 365 days, if schools are running, it is running only 165 days. Half of that, more than half of the time is free with us. Rest of the 200 days, that's what I did by picking up 8th class children and ran a program called Icon. I did not tell them don't go to schools. You go whichever school you want. But come to me only holidays. I will change your life. That's it. Don't even come on Saturday, Sunday. Don't come on any, you want to use all that Saturday, Sunday. Again, it is 100 days only you will go. Less than 100 days. That is also not required. Let 200 and 100 days add together. 300 days you go. Give me 65 days fully with me. I will change children in a year.
Right. We need such people who understands this and who can accommodate the parents or the volunteers who want to do the community. So what can you suggest something to that kind of people? These are all the people who you see here.
No, we need children. Suppose you focus. What I did was, I picked up 8th grade children. You cannot do it from grade 1 to grade 10 and see the change after 10 years. No.
Right.
That is why I picked up 8th grade children. Did only 1.5 year. 1.5 year, probably 100 days I must have spent with them. I did, and they are wonderful children after that. Maybe difficult to change parents, difficult to change the system, difficult to change teachers, but very, very easy to change 8th grade children. Probably 9th and 10th is little harder. Plus 1, plus 2, nothing can be changed. Right? So that is why I pick up 8th grade children. 7th grade, they may be too young for them to understand series. So I did lot of research on this, found out 8th grade children, give me 100 children, I will make them model children in a year. I can spare full time on them. But 100 committed. I will bend them, I will fold them, I will put them down, up, everything I will do. They will be emotionally, intellectually, socially, spiritually carved into a modern, different gather. Which I did it from a very, very different culture people, and then not all of them would have been changed, but at least 30% of them, out of 90 children which I took, 30% are, if you count that their higher degree, post-graduation, they are MTech, they are PhD, they went abroad, they did their masters, otherwise they would have failed in 10th class.
Yeah.
So I am saying, give me the worst 10 children were guaranteed they will fail in 10th class, they will never become anything in their life from the poorest of the poorest place. No, nothing is required. I don't ask their caste, I don't ask their no background, which father, mother, what it is their, nothing is required. But total commitment. 1 year, after that let them do. They don't do, no problem. Can be done. I have proved it. With that experience only I am telling.
Right. So to send that child-year-old to you, at least the parent has to have some understanding of.
No, that we did. What we did was 400 parents. That whole session you can see in my program called Icon. The Icon series of programs which I have got in playlist will tell you. I gathered all the 8th class children in a government school, picked up their parents, gave them talk, training, gathered, made groups, then asked them to debate, went to the teachers, asked them to come and attend my class, then spoke to the children, gathered all of them. There was a selection process because they should not think that it is something free which they get. We need to have a competitive spirit in them. But we know we are going to select where father, mother, children, everybody was interviewed and taken a commitment. And as Kiran was telling how to teach them English, I took them to Goa for 3 days. Right? Ask them to go to the beach and then talk to all the people who are from abroad who don't speak your language. Ask them about history, geography, everything about them. Get everything written down and come back. My children, they never speak English, but they had the courage. Oh, I can speak English to anyone in the world. That courage is what is given in 3 days of time. These are all experiments which I did when 10 years back, 2010, I am talking about 10 years back project which I did. Got it? They never traveled in train. They have never seen train in their life. 60 of them out of 90. I had 45 girls and 45 boys. 60 of them were seeing train first time in their life. That's a background. But then 1 year, if I ask them in a program, how many of you want to speak? Everybody will raise hand. Not one fellow will not raise hand. I send them for exhibition and then say, who want to share the experience of yesterday's exhibition? Everybody was raising hand. One fellow did not. I said, what happened to you? I did not go. That's it. If you would have gone, you would have also raised hand. But today you don't see, when you go to school and ask them for response, they don't speak. So what is required is that courage to speak. See, to speak to somebody in Goa who has only one algebra and geometry in their body, right? 5 centimeter and 5 centimeter bottom and top. You need a lot of courage to look at them and then speak, right? That too from a village. And where are you from? Why are you here? When did you come? All these were written in Malayalam and then given to them. They don't even read English those days when they were talking to them. They were reading Malayalam and asking. Right? And those answers they picked up and then came and explained to the other fellows. Third day, without referring, they could ask these to anybody. That's it. That's English. That's how we taught languages. Very simple. Children, they can be tuned.
Great. A lot of improvement is needed, or a lot of efforts needed to make things better. So you suggest watching the Econ series for the parents and teachers to see what you did.
Yeah, that will give some clue. If you look at the date also is there. Oh, what was their background? You can see that before while interview how they were, and after some time the dress also they changed. The look and fit has changed. The way they respond has changed. Everything has changed. The discipline has come. Everything has come.
Well, thank you. Anybody else?
Sir, I have one small.
Yes,
Yeah, Niramaya.
Namaste. My name is from Marathi.
Oh.
Sir, I need small information. As a parent, if I want to teach or guide my children below 5th class, what kind of topics, without book and pen and paper, if I want to guide or teach anything, what kind of topics do I need to teach initially and start?
No, I keep making young children, they have to do a lot of cutting and pasting craft. That can be any newspaper, cut them and make it into folders and ask them to keep it. That can be film personality, that can be sports people, that can be different gather data, collect it and then keep it. That itself is the greatest knowledge. You don't require to give any other knowledge to them. Automatically they will start learning. And maybe, writing names of different people, different places, and then write it down there. Oh, this is what my category of people. Copy them. They come and ask you questions and help in the gardening, help in kitchen, help in cleaning, help in stitching. That they are the actual examination should be, do they know how to pass the thread through the needle? Will they be able to stitch button? These are all the examination to be conducted for young children at they are in 3rd grade or 4th grade. Remove the screw and fit it back. Their hand has to work. You look at all the great personalities in the world, they were all people who worked with their hands. They will become good. And memory. You can give lot of pictures, ask them to put them into a lot of puzzles. All these are part of it. Painting, playing. You don't require ask them to read something. I don't think that is required.
Okay, I have one more question, sir.
Yeah.
If we give any picture or any small video, let's suppose we are 30 members over here. If there is any small video or any clip, each one will have the different opinion,
Yeah.
or we will think different aspect. Is that because of current situation how we are, or because of the buddhi how we are? It's a different situation.
See, my knowledge as of now is what makes me to interpret anything which I see. That knowledge is an accumulation of different experience in life which came to me throughout my practical world. What I have learned in classroom, what I have seen around, that is what is giving me an experience. Now Narendra Reddy ji is not there. When you are seeing the globe, I am curious to know something which you may not be. Right? You may look at the cloud because it's a cloudy picture what is generally shown. I am curious why people use only the African and South American and American picture. Why India is not coming in that? Got it? That is because I look at Indian picture. Even when I put my assume that I want to put a globe picture. You may pick up on the www globe picture, you will put it there. But I will not accept it that simple. I want a globe in which India is in the middle. It needs little more effort, right? Correct or not? The first one which comes is all Western. So you need little more effort. So that is your practice. That's how we look at things. We categorize based on our experience. Now AYU, somebody's immediately, my background happens to be Ayurveda, I will call it as Ayurveda. Correct? So why am I reading it as Ayurveda? Nothing full is not there, but AYU is there, immediately Ayurveda comes to mind. That is because my background, what is my lesson, what I know so far is what is guiding me for interpreting. That's very simple.
Okay. But it's Brahma done.
I think somebody else was also asking. Arya was unmuting.
Happy Navratri to all.
Thank you. Same to you.
Sir, actually, I have opted homeschooling from last 2 years. I am taking with me, and now just the point about courage to speak. So when he was going to school, academic school, and he had not that much courage, or he had not that much questioning ability, let's say. But now he has developed the questioning ability, he has courage to speak. Just today, one incident happened. Actually, my husband came with his friends and he was talking about Kittur Chennamma, where we reside now, right here in Kati. It is a Kittur Chennamma's birthplace. So he was so much eager to tell the history about Kittur Chennamma to them. So this I had observed in the homeschooling pattern which I had opted for my son. And as the subject lifelong learning, it's a very motivational subject, and we had I had taken a very good inputs from you, sir. Thank you for the motivational session today. Thank you.
Yeah, I think the homeschooling was not an option for many people, but it was compulsory for all of us because we had no other option, right?
Yeah.
No schools were running, and probably young children, I was more concerned about grade age 3 to grade 3 because that is the time when social development has to happen. It is missing for most of the children. The problem, the psychological problem, social problem will be come into effect probably after a few years. We will know what is that we lost. And asking question, not questioning, the word should be asking questions, Questioning is a negative word.
Yes, yes.
So asking question is a pattern which people learn looking at how the elders are and how they have been brought up.
Yes.
That comes by birth for everyone, because I don't think there is no child in this world who don't ask what is this, what is this, what is this, what is this. Right? Anything around they keep asking what is this, they grab it. But as they become elder, parents will say, how does it matter to you? Why are you asking so many questions? So it is parents and teachers who stop them. Don't allow them to ask questions.
Correct.
So if that can be done, it is good. But in a school environment, that is not that simple, because there are 40 children or 25 children. 40 to 25 is our average. And if everybody keeps asking such questions, I am sure teachers will not be able to look at anything, do anything, understand anything.
Yes.
Therefore, the maximum word used by teachers in the classrooms are keep quiet. Understood?
Right. Very good. Madhuri had a question.
Namaste, Dr.
Namaste.
Kumarji.
Chapam.
Sir, sir, I am comfortable with Telugu.
చెప్పండి పర్వాలేదు.
సార్ మేము హోమ్ స్కూలింగ్లో మా పిల్లల్ని 1.5 year నుంచి ఉంచుకున్నాం, అదే చూసుకుంటున్నాం సార్. అయితే ఏ విధంగా పెద్దవాళ్ళగా మేము ఇంప్రూవ్ చేసుకోవాలి.
Now you have an option to send them to schools, right? ఇప్పుడు స్కూల్ అన్ని ఓపెన్ అయిపోయింది కదా.
No sir, we are not interested to.
What is the age? What is the age?
One child 10 years sir, one 5.
Okay. See, what is exactly required is they need to learn socializing. See, young children, the baby, they always I want. And as parents, they will give everything. When do they learn from I want to I share? That is from age 3 to grade 3. When somebody gets something, the other child will grab it and they will start fighting. This is also part of social skill. So unless you have a group of children, put them together, I think they will not become socially active. So if you can afford, what is to be done is identify some at least 5 to 10 parents, equal age, not two different ages will mix together that easily. They will not learn social skill. That is what my concept of grandma child was. Age 3 to grade 3, put them together. Mix them together. At least 20 children are together, they will become the best. Alone, parents are guiding them, the social skill development will become very less. The suffering will be after some time. So I suggest people of equal mind, at least, not every day is not possible, at least can you have one day in a week for the parents to join together. That is what I was looking at Narendra ji and such people who have got some facility to create such facility and start this program. Earlier is the best, as many, at least 54 sessions in a year, because we have 54 weekends. 54 into 5 hours, 200 hours is good enough for a child to change. They will look for such sessions in every weekend. I am sure this is what makes them really active, good learners. Otherwise, only parents and only at home with their brothers, sisters, the social skill development will not happen. They will become too much protected. They don't know how to share. They don't know what is the society around. Not even relatives are good enough. I'll tell you, same age, mixing together. Same age means I am saying at least one gather. I constructed a program such grandma, not new, it was running, where we have only one single classroom. One hall is good enough. You don't require different LKG, UKG, grade 1, grade 2, grade 3. Put all of them in one hall. Let them read, share, fight, sing, in between some discipline once in a while. Then the rest of the time full free. Some keep quiet is required. You can see how did I run the camp in Columbus 2019. During July, August, September, I was running a program which was called Shiksha Columbus. Look at YouTube, Shiksha Columbus. As soon as children come, they will come and lie down the tummy on the ground, start meditation. Because after some time, getting them into control is a problem. But as they come, if they start discipline, everybody will be in discipline. So if I tell, they will do that. And sometimes more agile, more volatile, more angry, more fun, more of fighting, everything is required. Silence is required, violence is also to be taught. So both violent students have to learn silence, silent students have to learn violence. That is what is socializing.
Great. We have
Thank you.
time for one more question and
Sir, namaste.
Namaste.
I am Rajendra Reddy, working as a physical science teacher in DAV, sir.
Yeah.
DAV Model School. Basically, I am a teacher plus parent. I have two daughters. 4th class grade and in the 2nd class grade. Daughters are there. How to teach values and అంటే కంపల్సరీ సార్ ఇక్కడ ఏం చెప్పాలి ఇంటి దగ్గర అనేది అంటే నెంబర్ ఆఫ్ క్వశ్చన్స్ అంటే different types of questions, number of questions are asking. We are giving most of the questions to answers, and regularly we are giving practice Bhagavad Gita shlokas and all for them. And in classroom, instead of subject, what I have to teach the children in general.
No,
That is my question.
actually values are not to be taught. Values are to be learned. There is a lot of difference between teaching and learning.
Yes, yes.
They have to observe what is the value. Yeah, if somebody comes, you must give them food. Teaching this 100 times will not change, but seeing that you are supplying food to somebody else is a learning for them.
Yes.
Unless you show that, unless you do that, I am sure number of times they write it 100 times, they will not learn that value. That is the problem. In academics, what we have done is we have started as a syllabus. People have to write exam and then become, right? That is what has happened even in traditional. We had a great teacher who taught both Dharmaputra and Duryodhana. Both of them learned in same classroom. Why Duryodhana became bad and Dharmaputra became good? Who is having higher value? Who is having higher wisdom? Who is having higher dharma? Dharmaputra. Duryodhana, Adharmaputra. He did not learn dharma at all. Did it that they learned from a different classroom? They learned from same guru. They are from same family. But why did they become two different type? That is because their satsang, with whom you are living, whom you are listening, who is your role model, that will make you different. In Dharmaputra's case, it was Krishna always guiding him. Whereas Duryodhana's case, it was Gandhar Naresh, Kandahar, the man from Afghanistan. Not a Indian from No, not a Krishna, but he was Shakuni from Afghanistan who was teaching, and he was the guide, he was the mentor. So it all matters with whom you are living, who are you looking at. Oh, this is a great person. That feeling should come from people looking at them around, not by theoretical class, a 1 hour lecture by somebody. No, that doesn't change. Actually, academic is so worst today. It is only for certification. Like, that is what has happened even to Duryodhana and Dharmaputra. They don't do it. Janami dharmam nachame pravritti, janamya dharmam nachame nivritti kamena hridistitena yatha niyuktosi yatha karomi. As my mind says, I am doing it without even knowing what cannot be done. I know what could be done also, I know. But I don't do both unless I have a practical session for that. So, practically seeing is what is essential. Right? That is why we have acharas. That is where we have acharas, going to some place, serving somebody else, doing that, all the rituals. These are all for them to learn from our acharas. The essence of the achara is to be taught. That is what is required.
Great. Elvis?
Sir, in general, in my younger daughter is doing cuttings and all. He told us something must be there.
Yeah.
Regular one. That is previous class.
Good, good.
Yes, thank you, sir.
Good evening, sir.
Dr. Kavita.
Can I put the last question?
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah. My question is how to make these children at younger age, my son is in 5th standard, morally and emotionally then like strong. Like any tips on that?
That is what I said. We need to put them into real troubles to test them. See, one of the method is, that is why we have games, we have a drama, we have music. See, every art extracurricular activities which are defined in the curriculum is all to give them, like Ayurveda medicines have got a little bitter taste. So what we do is we add a sugar coat on top of it so that with the honey you give this. That's how it is given. So all the co-curricular activities, cultural programs, all these are essential in the part of world. Now I am doing music. It is not because I sing and then I am doing it. No. I want different culture people to gather together through which some messages will come in the music. Otherwise you give Subhashitam and then tell them to repeat it, they will not be interested. So what music which I am taking, where some emotional feelings of love, compassion, all that is what is put in music, right? So such music we take from different part of the world. The next Saturday program, we have people from Brazil, and we have also people from Indonesia. We have people from Jharkhand. So many different people will come and sing, you know. So that time, everyone is supposed to learn those songs. When you are learning, the meaning is also taught. See, it is not learning Bhagavad Gita is important. I will tell you that's like a parrot or a cassette. Unless you understand the meaning, everybody thinks that, you know, my children wanted to learn Bhagavad Gita. Many people ask me, I said, no, do you know Bhagavad Gita? I asked the parents first. We don't know. We did not get the chance. Who stopped you? Now learn. No, we don't want to learn. I want my children to learn. As if they are thinking it's only children's business, Bhagavad Gita. And what do? They just chant. No use. I'll tell you, all the slokas I heard chanting by thousands of people are all waste of time, I will tell you. It is like instead of tinkle tinkle, you have got Saraswati Namastubhyam. That's it. No, that is not required. I tell you, don't make your children, harass your children with ununderstandable, undigestible Sanskrit and then tell them. They will start hating Sanskrit. Instead of that, there are beautiful local language songs which they understand. They understand English, so that probably they can use it somewhere. I am not a lover of Sanskrit by language, I'll tell you. I am a lover of Bhagavad Gita for elders who understand the logic inside that, so that they can part some portion of it in their style to their children. So I am only teaching elders. Youngers also may come and sit there. That's beautiful. Nice to see some young children are coming and sitting. But I don't think that is understandable for them in the way I am explaining, because I am explaining more of logic. Got it? So parents have to understand. Then don't say that no, I am teaching Bhagavad Gita, so I am teaching wisdom to my children. Actually, it is used bad, the wrong way. Bhagavad Gita doesn't teach wisdom. That doesn't teach value for any young children who don't understand the value of it. So what is required is elders can learn. Probably they will become little better, so that they don't worry about small things in their life, because parents are more emotionally uncontrollable. The children are being harassed. Understood? That is the right method.
Okay.
You take life so simple and you have got a peace of mind. Silence is part of your life. Sometimes more rich